So good morning and welcome to Kitty Talks. We share inspirational life stories that encourage you to create yours. And today I have with me the beautiful Jill Douka. Hi, Jill.
Hi, Kitty.
Thank you so much for joining us, Jill. Jill is the best-selling author of Create Love. She's a life coach and she also founded Better Life Day in Greece. So looking forward to hearing more about what you're doing in the world today.
I'm looking forward to sharing too, and hello to all the people that are listening to us.
And we are live from Greece currently?
Now I'm in Greece, yeah.
Fantastic. So tell us a little bit more about your work, because obviously I know I actually interviewed your husband, Nick, last week as well. So I'm looking forward to getting your side of the story, how you met, because that's what one of the things we talked about. But yeah, tell us what you're up to in the world at the moment.
So at the moment, it's the time of love, and we are currently in the process of doing workshops on Academy of Relationships, planning them in 3 different continents, so that we share the message of self-love. That healthy relationships start from loving ourselves. So this is the base of our work.
Beautiful.
Mm-hmm.
And is that something you've had to learn?
Oh, the hard way.
Yeah, me too.
That's something I had to learn the hard way. And it is an ongoing process, Kitty, because you don't just say, now I'm loving myself and it's done. It's something that every day it is very important that we nurture, just like we water a plant. We nurture ourselves so that we can create healthy relationships with other people, especially romantic relationships.
Yeah. Do you believe that what we put out in the world is what we get back, especially in love?
In all aspects of our lives, what we think is what comes back, and what we are engraved with. So what our limiting beliefs are, it's exactly what comes back. It's a self-fulfilling prophecy. So if we have been raised in a dysfunctional family, which is the 95% of the families globally, yes. So we're all raised in a dysfunctional family, actually, most of us. That's what we're gonna create as well, because that's what we believe is love. So it's really interesting working with people from all over the world, from San Diego to Singapore, to realize that we all have the same problem. We all have the problem of a wrong engravement in our soul from our families. Mm-hmm. So most of the people have been abused in some way. And let's remind ourselves that abuse is not only being hit, it's not only the physical abuse,
yeah,
but the form abuse has many forms: psychological, verbal abuse. So even if our parents were just like, "Hey, stop whining, you're being such a pussy," or things like that, it's abuse. It's a form of abuse. And we take this form of abuse and we replicate it in all our relationships, especially in the romantic relationship, which is the toughest relationship to manifest in a healthy way, I believe.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, you can see kind of people playing out their patterns. And so in your work, do you focus on people, first of all, having a healthy relationship with themselves, and then they go on to attracting the one.
Yes, it's and it's very tough to really understand it in the beginning. So when they come, they're like, "No, I want to focus on my partner. He's doing this and that and that and that." And the thing is that actually it doesn't have to do with what our partner does. it all boils down to what we do. And this shift, when we do this shift, actually what we do is to take 100% responsibility for ourselves and our lives.
Yeah.
So it's something very serious, it's something, even if we only do this, that's a huge, it's the biggest present that we can do to ourselves. So it's not easy. It's not easy to stop doing this, and seeing the one finger that points out and realize that the other three are pointing ourselves. So letting go of blame, letting go of guilt, letting go of sadness because of the other person is the first step towards really claiming and creating a healthy relationship.
Claiming your power back.
Exactly. And standing in your own 2 feet and just allow the other person to be as they want to be, but on the same time, honor our own needs and honor what we feel and what is important for us. And exactly what you said before, to find the one, Kitty, I don't believe that there is one, meaning that there could be one person that is a right fit for us in a certain part of our lives. But as people grow, and especially if they grow apart, it's very important to realize that sometimes we need to let go of each other, which is very tough if we start growing apart. So I always encourage my clients, if they, many couples come and they say, I want a divorce. And I say, no, you're not going to divorce while we work. You're going to work on yourself first and see what happens. But if they reach a point where they have completely grown apart, then the conscious uncoupling is very, very important so that we get out of the drama, out of the pain, and we develop ourselves first with our own and then probably with someone else.
So for the people out there listening, obviously the purpose of Kitty Talks is to inspire people to follow their passion and purpose. So I'd love to hear more around your journey, your life story. So can you tell us kind of when you were younger, was it all, when did you know that you wanted to be a kind of love relationship coach?
Actually, I didn't know. What was going on is that when I started being a coach, a life coach, and my teacher is Jack Canfield, and then I started, doing workshops and really spreading the message that we can create the life that we want. And I focused very much on entrepreneurship. So I focused on entrepreneurs. I became an awarded business mentor by the European Union. It's very huge here in Greece as a title, and as an award. I did 2 TEDx talks on failure and on entrepreneurship. And I had many, many clients, some of the most important entrepreneurs of Greece, Cyprus, and India were working with me. So yeah, I was very happy. Then USA started. I did 2 times a tour in USA. So I started having clients from there, entrepreneurs. And then something very interesting happened. When we were done with the entrepreneurship part, those entrepreneurs were like, hey, Jill, I need your support and something else. I was like, yeah, what is it? I need you to help me to find the love of my life. I was like, if the client believes that you can help them, you help them, even if I thought that I wouldn't be able to help them. I wasn't sure. It wasn't my topic or something. So I started...
single at the time?
Actually, I wasn't. No, I was in a relationship and we were supposed to get married. And so I started working and some magical things happened. So I had one very, very successful entrepreneur, a lawyer here in Greece, one of the best lawyers, women lawyers in Greece. And she was dating her boss, who was married and 30 years older than her. And she came, and she was in a nervous breakdown. I can't stand this anymore. This has to change. And in 5 months, she separated her boss.
Yeah.
She left the work. She found her man. And in 1 year, she sent me from, after 1 year after, she sent me from the delivery room that she was giving birth to her first son. And she was dedicating the child to myself, which was huge. Yeah, it was really cute. And then another client, quite a similar story. She was very stuck with her old boyfriend, 35 years old. They had separated for 15 years. We worked a lot on letting him go. And this story is really cool because she met in 8 months a guy that really swept her off her feet. And in 12 months, she was pregnant in twins.
Oh my goodness, wow.
Yes. And it was very interesting because in the visualization, she was visualizing herself in a house next to the beach and having 2 children playing and her husband there. And she was very specific of how that house was. So this summer, I was talking with her and I'm like, hey, where are you? Because with Nicholas, we're staying in Cyprus, so we came back in Greece. I'm like, I want to come and see you. And she's like, oh, you can definitely visit us in our beach house. And I'm like, really? You have a beach house? No, it's my husband's. Didn't you know? I'm like, no, I didn't. And I'm like, is it over the beach? She's like, yeah. And now actually the children are playing outside. And I'm like, do you remember the visualization? She's like, no, I don't remember. And I'm like, this is what you have visualized. So now they're spending the summers there. It's just magical, Kitty, to see the difference and the impact in people's lives. Having said that, at the same time, the guy that I was dating dumped me.
No.
Yes.
You were supposed to get married.
Exactly. And this story is in our book, Create Love. It's very funny if someone just reads about it. Okay, it was very painful. Now it's funny. Yeah, exactly. Now. And I was like, I can't believe that I'm helping all these people, create the love of their lives. And I'm such a failure in it. So what I did was for 1.5 years to really, really focus only on how to find my man. And I did any course that was available. I read every book that was available. I was really focused. It was my first priority. I would, stop working at a certain time in order to do certain meditations. It was my first priority. And actually it was magical the way that Nicholas came into my life. And it paid all off.
So how did you meet? Sorry, I'm going to have to ask.
It was amazing because I created I thought that it would be very important for me to give back to the world all the benefits of personal development that I've been feeling. So I created Better Life Day, which is a nonprofit event where inspirational speakers from all over the world gather and share their knowledge for a very small amount of money for the participants. So it's all it's all based on volunteers, okay? And we had some amazing speakers coming over. 6-time Emmy awarded Sharon Dupron. It was really cool. So we had some huge names coming in. And Nicholas was a participant. And I was very busy, I was crazy.
Yes, I can imagine.
Yeah, it was like a huge event with 800 people. So they were like, he came and introduced himself and he said, I have also a nonprofit. So the first thing that came into my mind is like, okay, another guy that has a nonprofit and he's paying out of his pocket because my life day cost me a lot of money.
Yes, I can imagine.
So this is the only thing that I thought of Nicholas. It's amazing when love can be in front of you. And when you're so focused on something else, you just can't see it. And imagine that I was focusing on finding him. So,
yeah, cool.
And the rest is history.
Ah, wonderful. Well, so it just went from kind of, he asked you out and then off you went?
Actually, he was chasing me for 3 months.
God, come on, Jill, you got to tell us the story.
Yeah, yeah, he was, asking me to, to do an interview with him because he was running a show. And I told him, yeah, definitely, because I was in a tour in USA, I will do that in 2 months when I'm back.
So you didn't really see it. You didn't kind of get because you're so focused on what you're doing. Wow. So you just didn't get the vibe. How interesting.
Yeah. Actually, I was like, I felt that it could be something, but I was allowing things to develop on their own. I didn't push at all. I just allowed him to express what he wanted. And Kitty, this is very important today, that we women are so powerful. We are, we're like, yeah, let's do it now. We have the do it now attitude, which is natural because in work, it works. And in work, we have to be this way. But in romantic relationships, the number one thing that in academic relationships we're teaching our students, especially the female ones, is to allow the man to come after you.
Yes.
Allow the man to chase you because he's a hunter. He has always been for millions of years. And if we take this, if we take this quality from them, then the only thing that it's going to happen is that this is going to be replicated in the relationship. And we definitely don't want that, especially a powerful woman cannot stand to have a man that is not a hunter in the relationship.
Yeah, absolutely. And you're right. And I think, for women nowadays, they're so used to being in the workplace, probably being in their masculine energy at work. And actually, genuinely, most women, I would say 90% of women, don't want to be in their masculine energy in their relationship. So it's that switch, isn't it?
It's a switch, and it's something that is very important to be trained because we don't do it. We don't do it. I work with this every day with all my clients, my female clients. It's very tough. It's very tough. You have to work on it. You have to think about it in order to do it.
So what can women do? So there's going to be loads of women out there listening, and potentially some of them may be in their relationship. And obviously, I still believe you should let a man hunt you even when you're in a relationship with them. There may be women listening that are looking to find the one or two, or potentially some, the soulmate. What advice would you have for them? How can they be more feminine or stay in their feminine?
So it's very important after work to have a ritual that we switch off. So maybe driving on the way back, to listen to some soft music, or taking a shower, or taking off the work clothes, and putting some more sexy, something more of ourselves. Have a ritual that is like, now I'm off work and I'm going into the mood of being a woman, okay, of being a female, of being more feminine. Definitely, we do not talk to our partners the way that we talk to our partners in work. They're not the people. We don't give orders. We ask politely, with love, with sweetness. Now that I have Joy, our daughter, in our life, I'm on the process of thinking of talking to Nicholas the way that I talk to her. Because when I talk to Joy, I'm so sweet. I'm like, hey, sweetie, would you like to do this and that and that? And when I talk to Nicholas, I'm like, can you do this? Which is very, it's very unfair if you think about it. So talk to your man as if he's a 1-year-old, in the sense, not that he's, he cannot understand, but with the same sweetness.
Yeah. I'm trying to imagine that. I suppose it's being more soft.
More feminine.
Mm-hmm.
With the darling front and thank you or could you at the end. But the most important is the tone of voice. So the most important, as we know, is as I teach in my coaches in my coaching school, Global Academy of Coaching, we know that the tone of voice is 75% of what we say.
Yeah.
So actually it's about having the sweetness in the tone of voice. Very, very important.
And how can you get a man to chase you? Like you said, men are hunters. they've always been the ones that should pursue, or it's innate in them, isn't it, to want to do that. So how can we receive more?
This is a wonderful question. And it's my response will be very contradictory of what someone would think. You don't. Men love a woman that is in her power and is not looking to be chased.
Okay.
So it's like an animal that is, free, looking around. So this is the animal that the hunter wants to chase. So if an animal is looking like, oh, who's going to chase me now? Who's going to chase me now? You don't want to chase it, okay? So the only way for me to make a man really want you or like you is to take care of yourself, to love yourself immensely, have your needs first, and give the space to the man, give the space to the man to get interested in you. So even if you like someone, I never say to my clients, go after them. Yes, definitely you can get into their attention span. I mean, in a way, if you can do it, but never, ever, ever, ever flirt with a man first, ever.
Ooh. But surely you've got to let them know you're interested. Yeah, there has to be signals, or you have to be like, because they also need to feel that their door is open.
Definitely, if they flirt first. Yes.
If they flirt.
Yes, the man has to be first interested in the woman. And this is very old-fashioned, I know. It's very important. As I told you, if you don't, and if you go ahead and, buy a man a drink, or they're just going to think, okay, she's good for a one-night stand, or no one wants someone that goes after a man for a long time. It's very rare, okay, that the man has to have very feminine energy in order to like this and to welcome it.
Yeah, no, that makes total sense, because obviously it's almost, he has to put his hat in the ring first. And if his hat is in the ring, so to speak, then you know that he's genuinely interested. Whereas if we're the ones that pushing him into it, it's never going to be, it's going to play out that way all the way through, isn't it?
Exactly. And I did a Facebook Live on this. There are some signals that a woman is very important to leave a relationship if they don't happen. So if someone is over 35 and the guy doesn't want to have children, there's absolutely no way that you will persuade that person to have children. Most of us think, I will make him, he will love me, with me he will go. No. You don't want to persuade someone to have your babies. Your husband must be nuts about you. He must really want to have children with you. Or, asking someone to marry you as a woman. I mean, this is completely the opposite. The opposite in the energies. It's a huge mix-up, and I know that women today they do it and they're very proud. But mostly when I see it, I don't see the relationship lasting long.
Yeah, it's still, I couldn't get my head around asking a man to marry me. That wouldn't work for me.
Yeah, but some women, they do it in a non-direct way. It's like leaving clues. And no, if you're together with a guy, you're over 30, let's say you're together with a guy over 2 years and he hasn't asked you to get married, just leave. Say, hi, sweetie, this is not for me. And then if he's going to ask you, what's the problem? It's very important that you share that, what, I have plans. I want to create a family. If this is something important for someone, for a lady, for a girl, this is not working for me. But not, leaving clues and leaving rings around, or I don't know, I've heard of many things, or trying to be pregnant on the road. It's like, you don't want to trap someone, because trust me, when the baby comes, things are so tough. It's tough. It's tough to raise another human being. It's tough. You want someone who's 100% there. 100% there for your baby, 100% there for yourself.
Yeah, absolutely. So in your book, Create Love, what's fascinating is you have the male side and you have the female side. So talk us through it, how that works.
So I started writing the book and I would come back home and discuss with Nicholas what I wrote. And he's like, yeah, I don't agree with that. I would say this and this and this. So we're fighting. Then next day I was coming back home saying I wrote this. He's like, seriously? I think it's this and this and this. And we had a fight. 4th day, 5th day. And then I was like, listen, you know what? If you want to write your opinion, then take this chapter and write your opinion. And this way we'll have the male and the female side, because I don't want to fight with you. And I think it will be much more interesting. And he gladly did that. And that's why the book has such a success. The book is in Greece and Cyprus on the 2nd year in Greek. And it's in the top 10 bestsellers still the 2nd year. Yes, it's amazing. And it's a self-published book, so it's a phenomenon in Greece and Cyprus. And also in the English version, it became #1 Amazon bestseller for the first 3 weeks of its release. So we believe that one of the very important factors is because it's been written from a man and a woman. Actually, it's one of the very few relationship books that have been written by both sexes.
Fantastic. Oh, well, if people are looking to create love, then we will have all the details in the show notes of Jill and her book. So by all means, go and check it out. Thank you so much for listening to Kitty Talks. Be sure to head over to our kittytalks.com website and become a member of our exclusive club, and you'll get free interviews and access to our private Facebook group, exclusive webinars and secret success interviews. See you there.